In this week's Fastest 4 Minutes in Finance, a looming government shutdown, what it could mean to your daily life and your investments. Hello and thanks for checking out this week's segment. I'm Scott Inman. You may have heard on the news recently that the United States is once again speeding toward a government shutdown. So if that happens, what will be the fallout? Our partners at LPL Research have some great insight. So let's start with the definition of a shutdown. LPL Research tells us it occurs when Congress fails to pass funding legislation for the upcoming federal fiscal year, and that's October 1st. Congress is required to pass 12 appropriation bills that need to be signed into law by the president to continue funding the government. If any of those 12 bills fail to pass, then the government must stop all non-essential functions until funding is approved. Essential services would continue. Those are mainly services tied to public safety, services like border protection, in-hospital medical care, air traffic control, law enforcement, and power grid maintenance. The Postal Service would continue to function. Its funding does not have to be approved by Congress, and Social Security checks, as well as Medicare and Medicaid payments, will continue, as those services also do not require annual congressional approval. Well, the government has actually shut down many times, and we almost always got funding approved very quickly. In fact, since 1976, there have been 21 partial government shutdowns. The most recent was 2018. That lasted into early 2019, but there have only been 4 shutdowns that lasted long enough that operations were affected for more than one business day. And the stock market usually takes a government shutdown in stride. For one, it doesn't make investors as nervous as, say, a government default. In a default, the government exceeds the statutory debt limit and is unable to pay some of its creditors. In a shutdown, the government temporarily stops paying workers who perform some types of government service. Those workers will certainly feel the pain, but it's important to note that they are due back pay once the shutdown is over. The most recent complete shutdown was back in 2013. The House and Senate were stuck in a standoff over funding for the Affordable Care Act, commonly referred to as Obamacare. The government was shut down for 16 days then. The markets, though, were not shocked. In fact, the S&P 500 index was up 3.1% during those 16 days. That's no guarantee the market will do that again should the government stop non-essential services next week. But a shutdown is likely to be short-lived, and any short-term issue should not change your long-term goals. A government shutdown should not tempt you to change your investment strategy or your financial plan. Thanks for watching.